Sabe da muina mase Diamond transfer da CP so me and come emotion say area but him say His Excellency former ambassador to India Sam Piali na be kan zawa ya ka say there yan ka say nua bema ye papa ye ofa a former member of parliament in young for Benjamin I otenase e wa roba kwaba
ya nua
well you share ho ache good. And a special birthday dedication to the group chairman, Samara Group of Companies, Mr. Preku, 70 years today. Meka omano ho ene oyere ina kase da yama official papa Sasu. The boss Samara Group of Companies and the products ni Sasu. Tum Preku pe any other products. Group chairman era Apreku, Ifa Apreku. 70 years today. Happy birthday and come on. Apia Stadium say o da mo ambejani nyina ase e ba na konta e wade to nsa frɛ no nanoda e obokru atonsu o da mo ase a ensada Apia Stadium and the Sankrejo. Rob na registration no what is saying bibia come.
Oh nyame adom nyama gusu.
Mugusu kama.
Yegusu kama pa.
So far so good.
But yegusu so encourage omo ankɔtwe omo di no sɛ omo nkoso monitor sɛ bebe do area wo na. But na it's worth the sacrifice.
It's worth it.
Oh yes.
Sure.
So yes. Because
Ebi am more restricted na more restraining bi mo na mo say mo nya Ghana for. So for penny agina side crowd na ho abaji mi.
Oh na say onya Ghana ni onya Ghana ni.
Say now mo definition for who a Ghanaian is you know, it's interesting following also for agina side. I don't know whether we change some of the Sunday preachings or the Baba Nibia. Just he has serious issues with you. How more administer
with when
for more this administration. How more administer the issue about COVID and sorry Amumbie na enwachi you share say the more identify who a Ghanaian is. Kwa amafaso do for ne indum omo bank na omo timi eguno and all those things. It's worrying. It's not a less person.
Oh, me sure say anything they be. I say that's the beauty of democracy I practice. So we be Obia wa kwanya say obekire na adwen. Anyway, they can be share to na kwaya na atesi. Chia no atie for na afefo nyina.
Yeah.
The beauty of democracy is Obia wa dwe policy bia na se bibi be si omam bia no. Obia to be kire na adwen. Ana me boa. This is so for panyin no so kire na adwen a is in order. However, many ne nya adwen. Se metie mi nko na sori ni bia na me boa.
Yeah.
Nti betumi aba se samanfo nyina adwen te se me a ka na sori na gu. Ana me boa.
Amanfo nyina adwen te se what?
Yes.
Because we church member.
Because for example, I believe say the only true church on the surface of the earth is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And that is why when I'm sorry. This will be adwen te se me a ki nyina ye members of the Latter-day Saints. It cannot sorry no, it does not exist at all. So the bitch, it can recognize him.
But what is substance of the conversation as?
Oh, there be the mitch. Intermittent say yes. I say my can there. Or your rice or be chenadrin. But me ni nyadrin. Because any ever struggle over who is a Ghanaian. And I mean what? Is it because of election in Africa? Who is a Ghanaian or who is not a Ghanaian? The definition of who is a Ghanaian has been established. And so now you move because we know you should say we after independence. So that definition has been established all these years. There then also controversy back on there. Because of election, you be near Ghanaian, no person so a Ghanaian, you to so a Ghanaian. And I say because of election, you know, will be a Ghanaian, you denounce citizenship and answer day. No. Timinya said this issue be about this. A definition of who a Ghanaian is. So, the ma obia and yet said there, I feel now bear something new. I'm the Supreme Court to cry rule several on this since the other day. Yet, to me, no, any issue. On the issue of say, obi there, obi bank.
Yeah, banks, they seem not to be. So, was there no any other option than collapsing to the extent that the Ghanaian loves a foreigner than Ghana for do. And this is not less a person, a very influential person in society.
That's all they did say.
I'm not sure.
Perez, something.
Perez, do.
Ghanaian language.
So, Barbara.
was a Ghanaian language. And a Ghanaian language. Mr. Mitchell, like I said, because of that, he loves foreign names more than Ghanaian names. No. You know, but the beauty of it is that, and I make an opinions. ABA, so don't know your governor. So the mention, or no your governor. Don't forget, say, before you do baby, you do Siciano. Not baby or no, or this car, shared some of the banks nasne, or so much, you know, it's like they can tell you, or so much na omo sky diamo muninano, omo emfanye juma, ya diasho monsano, ni assign this can be akokan. A bit me abase bia, so when you know your governor, could continue iron sal, this capo comomo, now medi, na aside this capo for us akokan. Another governor, and as a minister for Swaba, or see Debbie, the Yenisia, I also believe, say, the better option. And they say, ye be fee or more managing some, near consolidating in near their share in Crawford, a bit me manage resources in ye. And sir, and I'm pampa, most of these banks, no, it could be commercial bank or any they are consolidating under CBG. They are now doing very, very, very well.
Okay.
At least I never cry. Customers deposits are now not a CD was lost. Unlike previous instances, some of these financial institutions, a collapse here, mad depositors, a lose you. This time it didn't happen that way.
All right.
But he's entitled to his views.
Okay. Our former ambassador to India, His Excellency Sampi Elliott. Just a brief. We were just looking at Minam Dubai on the matter of years of Penya Jinasari. Commentary around of late on who a Ghanaian is, matters of COVID, how it's been handled, and then just this Sunday, the issue about banking sector collapse, whether there weren't options for 3 other major ones like Indum, Dufour, and Amwabin rather UT. So that was it.
Well, Medasi, if you talk random events, be late kakra. The Asama Oba Hawajin Kase, yet to Abani, whoever wins in the unity of Ghana. Ghana, the air of Manokorin. Only Maba Oba Hawajin Kakra, one of the issues of Hawajin Kakra. Was sent since 1957. That was a year before 1957. That's 56. When there was a plebiscite, after the Second World War, Germany was the owner of Togo, Western Togoland. And as part of the arrangement in our year, partition of African, Germany was not to hold any land as other assets are all. So part of the Togoland, Obey Ghana, part of Ghana, was given to Britain as a British protectorate. Now, it was at this time in Ghana for Obey independence. So there was agitation from those stateless, even for that time being, were stateless. There, would you want to stay here on your own? Another would want to join Ghana. So there was a plebiscite, there was a referendum, what do you call a referendum? And the people of the Togoland voted to join Ghana. Those at that time, not the form transvoter Togoland. They voted to join Ghana. And all that parcel of land in all transvoter Togoland, what we call voter region now, because maybe it's the Kita and Argent, they were already part of the Gold Coast. Kita, now, most part of the voter region now, they were part of the Gold Coast. The Gold Coast proper was the central region. And eventually there was a war annexed Ashanti region to the Beka, Gokuso. And the northern region was called the Northern Protectorate, Northern Territories. And to say, we used to have and we used to have vehicles that were registered on NT, Northern Territory. They also were brought into the Ghana became a country, not because as one block. It evolved from this one joining, that one joining, this one joining to become a country. Ghanaian constitution now, one of the most jealous clauses there, the sovereignty of this country. The sovereignty of this country, the territorial integrity of this country. We have guided it all this time. So if in the year 2020, there are calls, there are revelations, there are claims that then we have a huge problem. If in 2020...
You're drifting and you're shifting from who a Ghanaian is and giving it a new definition today.
Of course, that is what we are experiencing now.
Yes, it's a definition of who a Ghanaian is.
You see, who a Ghanaian is not about what you or I say. It is what the law and our constitution says. Okay? Who a Ghanaian says, a Ghanaian is, or yeah, described in the Ghana Citizenship Act, flowing from the constitution. A Ghanaian is somebody who, on the eve of 1957, you declare independence. Ne mami, ne papa, wa Ghana fu. Secondly, obia wa won the Ghana hand say Lebanese yin na mami ye Ghana nyi. Ehwa, e dey Lebanese fu bi pia. Also ba ye Ghana fu. Abufo bebe we 7 years on na mo ayenyim child dem of me on na me. At that time, they also became Ghanaians. Say Ghana nyi besia okowol English bronya or a Ghanaian. Yeah. So, right from 1957, there's a presumption of a Ghanaian on me. That I'm already a Ghanaian. Honorable Ghanaian. And in law, it is those who claim in them a Ghanaian who should rather prove. The burden should have been on them to prove that I'm not a Ghanaian. We have reversed it. Now I have a burden to prove that I'm a Ghanaian.
Is that what is happening?
That's exactly what is happening. There's a presumption of being a Ghanaian bestowed on you by Article 6 of, Chapter 6 of the Constitution. The Citizenship Act is there. Now I am being asked to prove that I'm a Ghanaian by acquiring a Ghana passport or by acquiring a Ghana ID card. But that is not the issue. The issue is whether the people of Western Togoland became Ghanaians or are Ghanaians has been settled. Now, so the second question is about the banks, isn't it?
Yes, the banks.
Yeah. So I really side with
Bishop
Ajinasari. And in fact, the president ought to be worried because his oath of office, his oath of allegiance is to the people of Ghana to protect the territorial integrity of the country. That is why Central Food was watching Togoland study grouping.
Yeah.
What kind of pedo seed now? Yes. That is why Obiara for arms to overthrow the constitution is arrested. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anybody who stands anywhere to say Obi in Ghana, he should also be arrested because he has no basis. He has no basis. Again, I've been an ambassador, and I know that Ghana for India. Ghana for Togo, and I'm Is that not the reason why we have ambassadors there, apart from diplomatic relations? Until there was a part of Togo, Washua. My not Mufa come on is Bana, but come on in chance another. If we don't have those people are not Ghanaians, sir. Amahine, what business does a country like Ghana have over Togoland? Into other come on is Bana.
So assume the enemy.
Papa. Whoever wins this election would have to also deal with the issue of the territorial integrity and sovereignty of the country.
I think that Buapayum Anasi and Tiase, Kwaya, a year banksy, a good for Sofrani to bring this conversation up again, that not a crime for Frubi anywhere, Titu means away, the former governor, former finance minister, the bank, Dr. Papa Kosindum, almost across the length and breadth of the country. And then they were Amwabi or Kasi or no abo and money first $100,000 whatever dollar for an investment or whatever. Because in a coin BA, you are these three people. He admits and acknowledges, say, other banks, genuinely, they were just taking advantage of your customers. But these three, are you emphatic on it?
Well, if you remember, Mpensenpensenmu, Abredo, he brought a policy there intentionally. The financial sector of the country, as in the banks and others, should also attract Ghanaian investors. In Kenya, some time ago, Professor Kufuor Abrodo, the banks were chasing Crawford, loans were chasing Crawford. It was a deliberate policy. And when President Kufuor brought that policy, I do not believe that President Kufuor assumed that overnight we achieve the perfection of Standard Bank and all the others. All right? And that is why we have regulatory authorities, Bank of Ghana, Security and Exchange Commissions, and all those. So if a bank is running, it has nothing political about it. It has nothing political about it. What is it about in there? Or the Bank of Ghana as a regulator, and making sure that the banks are operating within their limits. The security reserves are okay, and they are all doing that. Now, when there's a failure, because then investors need a Ghana for. So what other countries have done, I saw it in India, I saw it in US, I saw it in UK. There are various components that make the banking system. Those who are the investors, that you call the owners, directors, and the bank workers, your investors. All right. Now, in corporate governance, when the board is misbehaving, that is why on each of the boards of these private and even government organizations, there are Bank of Ghana officials. Every private organization, Bank of Ghana is supposed to be receiving returns monthly and others. So when there's been a regulatory failure for whatever reason, what government does is not to collapse the bank, especially when they have not shown such distress. What happened was self-induced distress.
Self-induced?
I'm telling you. So, obi announcement, no say, Tesha, the commercial bank will collapse. Another bank will collapse, commercial bank next week. Do you know the number of people that will rush there? Yes. And the banks operate there. That's how the banks operate. And see, if Prekupele Pim, Obi Anfani self-induced. I'm telling you, self-induced. Because they could have just parked the board offended management aside. They could have just parked the board, those now, honorable cadet, whatever it is. Deal with them as common criminals. Let the institutions run. There are so many. I mean, you could have even set internal management committees from Bank of Ghana. One run the system until you be deal with the investors. So, a managing director of bank, another owner of the bank, let's say, Akajisika, only their job. And she can woman from baby.
Okay, can I call that? But there's a problem. Still, there's a hanging issue.
Yes.
On this.
And look at the one, what is kind of microphone? The situation on the ground doesn't show that. But the bank workers are demonstrating. From the collapsed banks, they are all demonstrating. So who has been paid what? I've been seeing the Bank of Ghana periodically unpublished. When there's transparency, suspicion goes down. People cannot play politics with it. Why doesn't the Bank of Ghana publish this regularly on what the receiver is doing, what this one is doing, how much is involved? Then we all can all rest.
Right, just a quick one on this one. Well, but it's still hanging. It's a review on now. The aim who said a move from the basic responsibility of the agencies who are mandated to take charge to issues about envy, political interference, better options, and that's dangerous for us as a country.
Very dangerous.
If we don't go by the dictates of if there's other underlying factors, and those factors are really dangerous, if that is the case, it's worrying, very disturbing.
But is that the case? These banks now equalizing, was it because of envy? Or is it because Ghana need Bakubi air cancer? If you say maybe you debate say because Papa we that day say out of envy in the banners and you could to that line. Some of these issues are even in court. And I mean, if it is envy, let them go and prove it there. That's the beauty of democracy that I keep saying. So if there are no legal basis and as a financial basis reason, I will say and I'm on YouTube. Now rather no, just pure MVR. Let them go and make their case in court.
Can I?
So but to me, in any case, those banks that collapse, CBG is there. They consolidate all those banks and they are working. Go and check their financial reports. Is it not in a better standing today than it was before? So the DIA, if we have a view. So we have gone beyond this stage. About 2-3 years ago, yes, there will always be options. It is a no, so be the option bar. Me rubbish. Okay. So the Michel. Name me no need be a nyadri. Abano in charge and so ehunniama differently. And he felt to say, this is a better option. Said the about options here. And Pampa, so you choose with that option. Said the American depositors. Seeking now were saved. Aban had to pump in money. Emma and the bank no aye better off. So where is this issue of say. And for example, the issue of Ghanaian ambassador came. Amami who dream kakra. Especially when he was an ambassador in India. It will be copy India make me say Indian.
No.
And then the onus will be pushed onto the Indian authority to prove say otherwise. Oh. And me, citizen, no, me America I rather have to prove say I'm American. I'm glad the point of entry because only citizens we who could do you prove. Say you are an American, that's why you are using the American citizens lane.
Because we bet for Hobby.
Yes, but you do an American. You have to prove to them. And not the authorities maybe prove it's American or not. So where comes this argument of say, Obi now say,
maybe
you see a black man be about say me a Ghanaian.
Honorable, you may not have understood. That is it. Honorable, you may not have understood my point.
The issue of say, Nadmo, a command of Obi, Ska, and as a assistant of Ubo Togo. What's wrong with that? Say Ghana for stranded or Togo. If you identify one more individuals now, your friend say, oh, you're Ghanaian and no stranded or. Instead of evacuate Ghanaians or Kuwait or other places. Because the identity is not in doubt. But if we have to go back in the logic now, Tama Ghana, Eddie 1 million, or is it 3 million, under the late President Mills, I come out Haiti for. Did that mean say Haiti for Ghana for? Oh. It is a big argument as you say. The mere fact say a donation, a man could be in that particular geographical site. No, it means only Ghana for. And then I ask you, it is this guy called Haiti. No, does that make Haitians no Ghanaians? No. The issue of who is a Ghanaian has never been in doubt. Here, on my head, a do elections this annual and will be. Because those who qualify to register in 18 plus, I can bet you, say before or but for registration in elections, these people in now be the nationality. Right. So the mention. And then the Hong Kong problem you why not Burkina? Why not in our western side? If you go to Switzerland or France, near Switzerland for border, a lot of this landlocked Europe. I mean, almost similar circumstances. Yes, you need to go near Burkina and the rest. They have it. But the fact is, France side, but we're Swiss. No, quite more Switzerland. Because you call ILO conferences, you go my France. I did you room Geneva. And a hotels or Geneva. It me call that France. You see citizens, not to say, as I call EU crowd, they border Arabia. You just cross easily. Yet the people there no obiani trim no nim who the citizenship. Sana we say sutie. A new elections. Any your first registration in this Ghana, peculiar Ghanaian issues here. I tell you, Togolese ni bien oma onim so Togolese. And a Ghana ni bia so ni homa onim so a Ghanaian, irrespective of where he lives. Simple oti Togo and a born a bra kra na. Ni trim no onim very well say me a Ghanaian. Me mo me bo me bra. Togo side. And now we see Togolese also them say yes, me Togolese.
Well,
and the boys see dan wa kra hanya daddy. See him bebre so. But oba onim so Togolese so eduma organ. And say
well, just let my viewers me listen. The import for this discussion is that it's not just coming from any other person. So it is either a revered man of God, a misunderstanding or misinformation, or is worried genuinely.
I think he's genuinely
worried
because
about
he used an example. Yeah. I watched his video.
That Togolese
Ghanaian soldier who has served in the Ghanaian army.
Yeah.
Apparently, I am Sana Simponi, the moderator of the evangelical can I say something about what my honorable friend said about presumption of Ghanaianness? Okay?
Yeah.
I have quoted the Citizenship Act to tell you who a Ghanaian is. Okay? I've told you the history and the legality of the people of the Volta region being Ghanaians. I've told you that. Okay? And I've told you that this is the situation on the eve of this election. A certain division is being plotted.
By who?
By Cecilia Eke. Today, my Archbishop, Reverend Archbishop is saying, yes, there's a genuine feeling or a misconception that some people from Ghanaians away what's Togo are being prevented from coming home to register. And in the Volta region now, there's a lot of military presence there. I have seen a video, not at Togo border, Sogakope, doing the bridge at the Sogakope. Immigration officers in a bus asking travelers to show either the identity card, the Ghana card, or the passport. Omahina, I ask you, has acquisition of passport been compulsory in this country?
Okay, so let's leave it here, and then we can have another conversation. Well, to show fear, no. Send the card.
I have some question.
Social
media, genuinely, do you believe that? Chief, I know I have the immigration officer's name and number.
That's why it's easy to do.
I have the vehicle number.
It's easy to do.
Yeah, so it is not a fiction.
Easy for all you know, you can't about chromophobia. Because they were not talking. They were not.
They were talking. Honorable. I mean at my age,
not border.
At my age, I will not come and sit on national television to make such allegations.
Video.
I am saying that. I am saying that. I have seen the. Oh, but
were you there?
Oh.
Video. Social media.
I have seen the. I have seen the bus. I see the bus number.
Yes.
I've known.
Okay, the caution he's throwing is you can get all these things right, but it will end up being false information.
Well, I'm a lawyer. I know what evidence
because
I'm
a lawyer, and I know so that video now voice
I'm a lawyer and I know what evidence I place when I'm going to court. I am saying that this driver in question, he's been identified. The bus has been identified. Some of the persons in the vehicle have been identified. And I'm saying that if this is going on, it doesn't sound good for our country.
Okay, so another one is quite worrying. What the Peace Council thinks that is an attempt by the NDC for them to do their propaganda for them. And they respond, we don't do propaganda, Peace Council to NDC. The National Peace Council says it will not be the mouthpiece of any political party in the country as the nation heads into the presidential and parliamentary polls in December. In fact, Adjana side talks about the Peace Council and the Bishops' Council and other councils about the way they're quiet on matters of national interest. It comes after the opposition National Democratic Congress labeled the council hypocritical for not openly condemning the ruling New Patriotic Party for what they say are acts of violence at registration centers. And I quote, anytime there are issues, instead of them condemning the MPP for act of violence because of how they behave, they end up adding the NDC to it. We will not accept it, and we are telling them if the MPP is perpetuating violence and they can't call them to order, nobody should call anybody in the NDC to order. And this was made by the National Youth Organizer of the NDC, George Opara, at the press conference. So that's another worrying situation.
Yeah, as an elder Ghanaian, that statement, I'm very, very worried about Nsama Orisisi. And to a large extent, sometimes we question the neutrality of certain national institutions. I have seen a video of one reverend minister saying that Nkrofo koni fie and come and bribe and he will not stop talking today, he will not stop going tomorrow. I have been in some associations who openly declare that or political leave, and therefore they will not comment on anything. But addressing the Peace Council, I must be truthful to myself. One mode of operation worrisome.
Peace Council.
Very, 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 very worrisome. And let me explain why. You know, peace is not an event. Peace. On your event there, in the Yaka peace. We can't have that. Peace is a process. Eta, manyumu ya about station ha, oh, assembly na ya kanwa sam yenje mu wanka na yeke shewo ni fie ni yarkun. Dama this small issue handle we he. Ewa, ya insert la bo na wabe major big problem. So in all peace industries, all peace architecture, we are doing in Ireland. What's the there? Say, even the mass semi yisa, or day ye day. Even the damriza, or day ye day. All right? There were many certain things that actually are how a man ni peace. AC. The Peace Council never said anything. Can I give you examples? Whoever, it could have even been the National Security Council itself. Whoever perpetrated the Ayawasi West Wagon, it's unheard of. Ya to about to minimum or MPV when this year to abawi wina wafano musumu to abawi my musumu afamu anambobia yakwa. But look at what happened at Ayawasi West Wagon. We never heard the Peace Council make one statement. Never. The Peace Council never, ever, one comment to a Melchor Commission report, never, not one statement. Now we have young men, I don't want to call them NPP or NDC young men. Some young men goes into a court of competent jurisdiction in this country. Boys standing trial for attacking national security operative. The Peace Council never said anything. I hope you are following what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now, anytime, especially when the president rightfully said that, let us codify the laws by fight vigilantism. Okay? The NDC raised issues there. Okay? The security also has a part to play. The government has also a part to play. It is the now or 22 issues to address. No one signed either. Sign. The Peace Council goes on lambasting the NDC for being lawless. To date, government has not signed any of those conditions. The police service has not signed any of the conditions. But the narrative was that NDC was lawless. Chief, oye NDC funo kwa ya waso wotutu itrubo bia. Oye NDC funo kwa court kobro wako releasing Nkrofo court. At the NDC be akopepe the spray or the spray bi and wako obi sekana. All the events that are happening that mebube na pigine. What does the Peace Council say? If you are a peacemaker, you should be seen to be a proper and true peacemaker. You don't open your mouth only when something is against something. I don't think the Peace Council is being peaceful.
Wow.
I don't think the Peace Council is promoting peace in this country. If anything, they are promoting one-sided version of what they call peace.
Wow.
They don't believe that peace is between me and now. You understand? The Peace Council doesn't believe in that. And some of us, if we had an own way, we should restructure or dissolve the Ghana Peace Council as it exists today.
Yes, there's one maybe I can say.
I am power. And I want to be called to the Peace Council to give them these examples. There. Why? Should I come to Adom if I'm not to be able to speak my mind? You know me.
Of course.
You know me. I am saying that instances of my saying Nara, the Peace Council has never said anything. Never. One word. When people were claiming, today, for example, people were claiming that they own the vigilante groups. Anamobwa. Let me start from my own home. Charity, they say, begins at home. When, for example, some people attribute Azoka boys to NDC and causing a certain violence. If they have caused a certain violence, the Peace Council should have put Azoka, whoever he may be, before court for such claims. I hope you are following me.
Yeah.
We are supposed to promote peace. Now, I always say that I am vigilante here. What to someone? Is it not the duty of the Peace Council to set good example in court? And we saw many. These are our boys. Based there. What peace are they promoting? If I had my own way, once we pay the Peace Council, they should be seen to be neutral. They should be seen to be bringing peace and not to talk when only NDC talks. That's my point of view of the Peace Council. And that is why, for example, the Reverend Minister, whatever, Bishop Ajinasari, also talking about like that. I don't believe that Madam Boswarin additional because of electoral violence. So whether it's coming from NDC or MPP, the Peace Council is the due. And in the Peace Council or Peruda, we pay the Peace Council to bring peace, to monitor peace, to promote peace. So whoever in this country, whether it's from government side, whether it's from NDC side or MPP side, the Peace Council should be alive and doing what they should have to do. Okay. That's my point of view.
Well,
and I'm strong about it.
I can feel it. Medase. Asutifi South. Mikro moments in Krachi, also Ajibera, who should be appreciated. And then I was saying, Musa Majibera, who should be now. Oh, boy. Come on, I didn't know penny na ehupao.
As any decanceria,
and yeah, easy sao. Yeah.
Oh, be any baby.
She could say,
oh, it would be any baby. In short, no, Ghana has always been peaceful.
Exactly his point. These are the kinds of conversations
this is how we should continue.
But also pointers, indicators, and you're good.
Oh, Debbie. Did I just say?
Who besides them could NDC?
Because we PSC are Dimin and Ubi, I don't have because of MPP. So,
I'm not the
way I Dimin and Ubi because of the MPP.
Me.
Who's NDC there? Can not my boy NDC near to trust him.
But they have, oh my goodness.
No, NDC believes that if there's any transformation, they've transformed better than more.
Transformation
in terms of, say, Ubo NDC, to trust him, and they are MPP.
Where is the evidence? Where is the evidence?
Evidence was provided by Omoflag Bera.
No problem with that.
Chief, to trust him. He has forgotten about National Liberation Movement.
Oh.
Has he forgotten about National Liberation Movement?
When this money about take it easy. Just take it easy.
Me Kumasi boys school. I know what I'm talking about. So because
I've been Matthias here. Okay, more Frank Bera and former president.
To trust them
better than them.
Oh man.
Oh, hey, open
that's for the record. Yeah.
We said record. We are from a revolutionary background. And the revolutionary background
is part of them.
Or to us say to trust them dear. Yeah, dear chum. Yeah, no more contest one. And the title of Mukita. Yeah, no more contest one. One chairman. Over jump off. So what in the table so in the course of
Yes,
I'll call him Timmy Kumbe. But yatikakra.
I'll give you 16 of such tapes, sir.
Ambassador,
16 of such tapes.
No,
when you say that, I feel offended. I beg you. Because NDC is a very decent party.
Yeah.
Well,
you know
Mahama
that,
doesn't see it that way.
and you know that the NDC...
Mahama does not see it that way.
Okay, so
and I'm quoting him because he's your leader.
Okay.
I'm flag bearer.
You are quoting me?
No, I'm quoting him.
You are quoting Mahama?
Yes.
What about Order Bidai? Who said Order Bidai?
Oh, you know the degenerate.
Oh, well, I am...
I don't need to mango and get the grass of But remember, young grass of
Okay, so make your point.
Issue, say.
Yeah.
I'm dead. Send NDC for a sit back, no. Or who say, your everybody be peace council as you respect, no. Also, you made you may also me say. In any case, is there any state institution be NDC embassy or mana?
For good reasons.
I mean, me patch the Ohumi, which much embark cry. The after Electoral Commission, the after Peace Council, the after Supreme Court, the after anybody be a sign of desperation. They've lost it. They've lost it. As out if you na young quara bonism, Nampany for now, be a could be now what to say, would the Penny for now did you be a temufi?
Sir.
Penny cannot get it wrong. And every year, Sati, when I'm got to do a machia, as Safunani a begro. And I was Sati, I was we go. Almost time, ya according to Omo organizer at the time, ya boating jam dear, Omo NDC police, ya boating jam boys. Omo koji official police uniforms near the NDC boys. You know.
Wow.
Oh, maybe a Satana ambassador in Juwanti.
Wow.
The no friend ya boating police. You know. And then that caused mischief, ni mayhem, man.
So often ya boating jam.
Of your body, more organizer at the time.
Friend Nebisan. Friend Nebisan this fact.
I just don't see that.
Why catch you?
Ambassador, a guy at your house, I don't know.
Mancherbia, because I know it's not factual.
At you are here, or die be die. No, Yakofa by Komisa, woman organizer, Anita. She can't for any passo. Said your name cranim.
I don't want to know what's busy there.
I'm saying these people should have been talking about all this.
I don't know what
oh, please. Ambassador, so, for any pastor to say your name and cranny. He didn't see anything wrong with them. And from what he's saying, crime so and take rather. When no for baby, chip on it, any those things, your national city guys were just shooting into the crowd. Dr. Frimpong Boating, I call back home for shoot too. Hospital, I didn't call her crying out. Frimpong Boating, Kuku Homa, he had to go and perform emergency surgery on the guy to save his life. No? The doctor the doctor in charge, or allow Dr. Frimpong Boating access to the hospital in Crown, more punishing. And then, this is for talking about this. I'm saying, these are not the issues.
But not to suggest that. Not to suggest to us.
No, to us. That is why you had a caring, responsible president. They set up a commission. Never happened under those 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 instances are coming to my side now. But me say, look, and a great day. Nanado, a sanko office. Yenyanum wasifu ya exams. Sanko fui. Who said no say kika. This year, party institution they are attacking everybody. Electoral Commission registration. We are here. The first batch of people called church Romudi. NIA card. Yeah, they almost say churo. The first person started called church Romudi. These are just only principal stance. Be so. Baby, be just. It's already a case you video make here. Yemfa a brainy one. If I'm more do, yes, Uncle I call you wasi any. Young cranche. Writing exams in normal times, the crown, ye na school pay, and yet easy. Not to talk of writing exams in the midst of pandemic. But ye show moon cry. A blessed generation. What do you say on the average, almost time and kufu free maternity care this animal money buy. They enjoy that facility. And I'm go through school, I'm do secondary school, so I'm saying MPP government be as I'm free education.
I see.
So this batch, and I said to say there, you a yesu. So who said the Herods sorry, ya no, you kum all kinds of things. The system was shaky. It be necessary. Sankore, you exams, credit for say, moment traffic. Me among exams, no money say, but I can bet you. And Crowley are going to write their exams. Come out of flying colors. Na package na nado. The MPP for them. And them you say President Nana Babeka. Omo be pass exams no well. Na omo university and as a tertiary institutions come so no. E be de. So these are the issues that we should be talking about. Yes. One district, one factory. You know, can say about 80 something of them are ready. One village, one dam. Okay? One village, one dam concept. You can't want someone. You know, this was hand that will be na more digging at it. Me show video be the coffee idea no crab by na. Dr. Baumia, and them someone I'm not for baby. Mukoto say a man in chromophobia. Omo ade manual pickers ne shovel near the ade any tutu a bridge beside the beyond Benjamin you keke. At the ayo my Greek. Manual almost suddenly pickers ne shovel near the no mudi tutu. The such a people. Nene Sabai created this small dams. Said my friend, whether you call it hand dug well or whatever. It provided show the more to me agree the whole year round. These are the issues also you can't want them. Planting for food and jobs. And the whole year round. No buy ever. Instead of say under this nanka you import brodiene or mokone all this is and the Ghana I will go for net export.
Okay, so
plantain
to Your Excellency
but
Probably we are experiencing patapa in a different form, more dangerous and serious under watch than probably the NDC. Will you contend that?
No, because you're tolerant. And I must have examples. I'm let me say Anita the car no too different between example there. Okay. Or to car different person.
Okay.
Because they are women organizer.
Of
national security. Echo shoot.
Alhaji Hamza Seven Cow under watch intimidation here too much. Harassment here too much. You will not be in power for long.
You see, Masa, maybe some questions.
Ubizano anazemi.
Osim aka na maye. You understand?
Okay.
Miti say if I am the IGP and I'm more records. The Anita D'Souza on Ghana ha enwa or the car kobo or the cartoon governor, I will arrest her immediately. Right? Am I my brother, also the NDC is attacking every state institution. What a funny way of expressing my political party. Am I in?
That's a fact.
Yeah, that's
and I never fact. But institutions are boom. Facts you lead institutions need more attack.
There in the EBC. Sebi. Yes, say electoral commission BC. Yes, Janchenya.
Who's that?
Yes, yeah.
Me and Fancy.
Reverend Oboda Johnson.
Me and Fancy.
Another Muchama one kind. Another Tiana. Doesn't go electoral commission for one Tiana.
One massive presby rather, Mr. Momin chairs of pain. As of pain. Or agree to the one kind of so one massive presby of pain, Reverend Oboda Johnson. Good morning. And that's also the message. I'll say the Peace Council should be up and doing.
Of course.
Yeah. And this one says that the Peace Council must be dissolved totally. They are one-sided, Tola or Tamale. Unfortunately, making kind of your message. Grateful, Benjamin, I always, and Sampi Yale, Your Excellency, Medamasi. Medamasi, the community, the chair we have tomorrow.